So hello everyone, this is a Woman Today YouTube channel, and today our guest is Honorable Sneha Mishra ma'am from Varanasi. So she is actually a parenting coach and also a counseling psychologist. I welcome you Sneha Mishra ma'am to this wonderful Woman Today YouTube channel. Good morning ma'am. Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much, Krishna, for inviting me here. It's an honor to be here on your YouTube channel. So, yes, I'm doing great.
So we have discussed a lot about, we have discussed a lot of questions regarding parenting coach, and I would like to get some exciting answers from you, which will be a guidance to many parents in this world. Because in this interview, we are going to cover a lot of topics regarding parenting. Because every kid's future starts with the basic thing, parenting. So it's like a ladder. It's like a step which we should focus on every step, which will make them a successful person and also in the profession and also as a basic human in their life. So that's what you are doing as a very professional life in this world. So first of all, I am very glad to have you in this YouTube channel, because you're the starting step for every kids in this life, ma'am. So once again, thank you for accepting my invitation and coming to this Woman Today YouTube channel. And the first question which I wanted to ask you as a parenting coach is, how can I discipline my child effectively? Because there are a lot of kids over here. There are, because a kid basically does a lot of activities. They just go here and there. They just do wander. They just think a lot. They just have a lot of hyperactivity activities, and they're like power plant. Like they have much energy. So how do you just discipline the kids, and how do you make one's kid successful by making use of this wonderful power which the kids have?
One of the most interesting question you have asked here, because of course, kids, they are a center of energy. They have so much energy in their selves. And sometimes it becomes really very hard for parents to understand that how to manage the behavior of my child, how to control the behavior of my child. So the very first thing, if we really wish to discipline our child positively, without yelling, without any kind of power struggle, the first step should be that we should connect with our child. Now, rather than controlling to our child, we must connect with our child. Because once we will connect with the child, for sure our child will be in the position to be agree with us, to listen whatever we are saying, whatever we are commanding to them. And this process will be easier for parents. So the very easiest way to connect with our child to be like a child,
Oh, so
what I feel personally.
yeah,
Yes.
that's
So
actually,
if you want to,
yeah, that's actually a great answer. Because if you want to listen to a specific frequency in a radio, we should fine tune it. So we should enter into it. So whenever we wanted to get to know about a person's thing, like if you want to get to know about the person's difficulty, then we should step into their shoes. Then only we will be able to analyze, okay, what they're going through. So that's the best answer. Because if you wanted to fine tune the child, fine tune and make a discipline a kid, then we have to think like a kid. So that's a great answer, ma'am. That's a great answer. And if you told me that it's always best to have communication with our child. The thing is that, how do you actually communicate with your child? Because you are actually a person who is more than 20 years old. Like a minimum of people with 20 years of age, they can't able to easily communicate with child, because they'll be living in their own world. Because a kid's thinking
hmm,
and an adult thinking is totally different perspective. So how do you think you can effectively communicate with a child and make them understand what do you really want them to do in their life?
okay. So the easiest way and the way which works many times with a kid is that we must have a positive conversation with our kids. See, many times what happens if I'm a mom of a 4-year-old or of a 6-year-old, many times it happens, I have seen in families that moms, or not even only moms, other family members also, they always tell a child that what not to do. Na? Like, don't jump there, don't touch that thing, otherwise it will break down. Don't go there, don't do that, don't do this. And kids sometimes they feel so much frustrated. Na? Like they haven't any answer, they haven't any opportunity to think about that, okay, every time whatever I'm doing, I'm listening, don't do, no, no, no. So what actually they are expecting from me? They have this dilemma in their mind, right? So, being a parent, what's my responsibility? What I should do? That I should command in more positive way. I should tell to my child that what they can do. Like instead of saying to my child that don't jump there, I can command them in more positive way that okay, you can walk slowly. Please walk slowly. Otherwise, you will get hurt, right? So that if we will start communicating with our child in a more positive way, the very first thing will be that they won't get frustrated easily. They will understand that what's the expectation of their parent, and for sure, they will be in that position to agree with us every time,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So our task will be easy.
Yeah, that's actually a great answer because you're telling to focus on the positive side. Like you do not want to focus on the negative sides, telling that what to do and what not to do. Just focus on telling what to do instead of telling what not to do. Because this is not a great answer only for the kids, but it's also great answer for the adults. Because a lot of adults are going through a lot of
Yes,
things in these days. They're going through a lot of depression in these days. So instead of telling negative impact, we can just tell them instead of telling them to not to worry about the negative part, we can just simply tell them to focus on the positive part. So that's what you're trying to tell, focusing in the positive part and
exactly.
doing things what needed to be done actually. Because we do not want to go and tell them like you should not do this in this time. Instead you can tell them try this work at this time, so that they will be able to know, okay, our focus is we are going to try that job, and we are going to make a positive impact. So instead of, as I told you already, instead of focusing on the negative one, we can just simply focus on the positive one and keep on working on it. So that's what you're trying to tell, right, ma'am?
Sure, of
That's
course.
actually a great answer from you, ma'am. So actually, I don't know what I mean. If some child have some tantrums and some kind of behaviors like which you cannot control, so how do you think you can control a child's tantrums and behavior?
Okay. So, Krishna, first of all, being a mom, because I'm blessed with two daughters,
Great.
so what I personally feel like that tantrum is something when a child is not able to regulate their emotions, right?
Yes, yes.
If we will understand the reason behind those tantrums, it will be easy for us to control that one. Okay. So what happens? There is a neurological reason behind the tantrums, behind the meltdown. When a child, especially I'm talking about a toddlers, right? When a toddler is not able to express something, to express their needs, when they have an unmet needs, then in the form of tantrums, they start expressing their feelings, their emotions. And what happens at that time, that their prefrontal cortex, which is still undeveloped till the age of 8 or 10, that is a part of the brain which is responsible for reasoning, which is responsible for decision making. Now, that part doesn't work at that time. Now, and that's the reason that our kids, they are not able to control their emotions. So, in the middle of the tantrum, what being a parent we can do with our child, that we need to have a lots of patience at that time. Need not to be so much worried or in anxiety or in hurry that, oh, why my child is crying, he should stop, or otherwise, what other people will see and think about my parenting. No need to think about all these things. Just have patience, focus on your child's emotion, connect with your child, like sit down on your child's level, maintain an eye contact, and ask to your child that what's going on? Why are you having such kind of emotions, big emotions? Sometimes your kid may not be able to tell you that why I'm feeling so. So what you can do, being a parent, that verbalize their feelings. Like suppose I'm giving an example here, a 3-year-old who is being a fussy child because he wants a football from another child and he is not able to grab that one. Now, so what can I do? Being a mom, I will sit down on the level of my child. I will maintain eye contact and I will tap on a shoulder, on back of my child so that they can feel that sensation. And I will ask it to my child, okay, you are crying because you want that ball and that child is not sharing with you. That is why you are being angry. That's why you are crying. I can understand. And then empathize with his emotions. Now, okay, I can understand. And then give the opportunity. Like sometimes we call it distraction. Now, then you can distract to your child that, okay, beta, can we play something like this game? Can we play this toy? Okay, let's go there and we will say something. Now, so in this way, for sure, your child will feel that acceptance and child will be easily distracted. So you can reduce the duration of the temper tantrum of your child, but you can't totally stop it. And what I personally feel like, we should not do it ever, because acceptance is also necessary now for a child. They must feel valued, that their emotions are valued, right? So this is what I do with my daughters, and that's the same thing I have shared here.
Yeah, that's actually a great thing because nowadays people, kids, whenever they do, they throw tantrums. A normal parent will even advise another parent like you should always begin to structure your child right from the kid age. Like they'll be okay, don't do this, please don't do this. Then they'll start to beat that kid. They will just
Hmm.
they'll just tell the other parents that this is the correct way to structure your child in order to have a very good and healthy future. But the thing is that they'll be having because of the tantrums and because of the beatings which they get with the help of the tantrums, they'll be leading to traumas. So this trauma will
Hmm.
they're actually a kid. Parents are just forgetting the one simple thing is they're just a kid, and they, as you told that some kind of activities do run in the pre can you please repeat that brain thing which you told right now?
Prefrontal
Yeah,
cortex.
prefrontal vortex. So these kind of things, the brain developing activities are being done in that kid. So the only thing, as you told, that the best way is to make your kid sit down and to get to know what the kid is actually trying to tell, because as a kid they don't even able to express their own feelings, their own kind of things which they think. So it's the duty of the parents to go to make this kid sit and understand what they're trying to tell, to spend some time. Spending some time and trying to understand is the very basic thing, not only for the kids but for also for the adults. If anything happens, if you go and sit, okay, come on, what's your problem, please explain me. So they'll be like in a different mode. Okay, let you make yourself relaxed. I'll give you a 1 hour time, go play, I mean, go do watch some movies and come back. Okay, now tell me what's your problem. So the basic thing is, come on, communicate. Let's communicate. So that's the thing which you're trying to tell, right, ma'am?
Exactly.
Okay. And the second question, I mean, other question is, what are some strategies for helping my child with homework and academic success? So, in what ways can you help your kid
Hmm.
in getting a very high score mark? And what way you can help your kid with doing their homeworks? Like, you should not do the homework, you should make the kid to do their homework. So, please tell us how to make the kids, because the I had one amazing teacher, and he told me that if you wanted a kid to study, you should not force them to study. You should make interest to that kid, so that they themselves will come and they themselves will show some interest, and they themselves will put max, because he was teaching max subject to me, and he was telling like, okay, the only thing I have to do, the only duty from my side is I should make some interest to just
Hmm.
do some math activities, so that even if I'm not there in his
Hmm.
classroom, you will be doing that math, because since you're interested. So that's a simple formula. And
Hmm.
other than
Hmm.
that, do you have any specific formula according to your experience? So please do share with us how to make a kid do their homework and get them academically successful.
Sure, of course, Krishna. See, nowadays it's exam time. Now,
Yes.
I belong to Varanasi, and here in UP, I think on a national level also in the month of February or March, CBSE they conduct board exams, and parents they are really very much worried about such kind of exam anxiety. No? And some parents, yes, they worry a lot that how to make my kid do these kind of homeworks. So the very first thing, you yourself have given the right answer that we must make study time fun time, right? It shouldn't be a time when my child is feeling so much um, scared, not like, oh, this is a time, now mama will come, now she will scold me, now papa will come, now he'll beat me, and I'll have to follow lots of instructions, I will be judged. Such kind of fear shouldn't be there in my child's mind, right? What I personally feel like, we can remember easily anything which is more fun for us. Now, like, if let's pick up this idea. If I'm talking about songs, the movie songs, we enjoy, and that's the reason that we remember it easily. Movie scenes, we enjoy, and that's the reason that we remember it easily. But if I talk about the syllabus, what happens? I feel like that most of uh, us have felt such kind of things. That what happens that with our syllabus we don't feel that enjoyment. We don't feel like that it's a fun for me. We can't feel it like an entertainment, and that's the reason that we feel it like a burden, and the thing which give me a negative experience. I don't want to remember that thing. This is how human psychology works. Now, we all are conditioned in such kind of mental status that we just want to forget our negative memories. Now, so if for my child that study time will become a negative experience, my child won't be able to memorize everything in a nice way. So, being a mom, it's my duty to make that study time fun time. Need not to pressurize my child that, oh, in one go, you will have to complete your all homework, or you will have to write fast. You will, like, during study time, what I have personally feel that parents, they give lots of instructions, and they correct every time to that child. Now, if a child start writing, so they start giving lots of instruction. Oh, you are not writing properly. Look at your writing, how dirty it is. Why are you not writing more in more speed? You're killing my time also. You're not showing interest. Why are you going again and again to kitchen? Or why are you asking for water? Why are you going toilet? And that's the reason that child feel frustrated at that time.
Yeah.
So the next time, yes.
You want
So
yourself.
I personally feel like that we shouldn't give these kind of instructions. We shouldn't correct every time to our child. Let them be, let them commit mistakes, and let them learn during their study time.
Yeah, the simple thing is, you do not want to become something. First, you should find who you are. So let the kid find who they are, because you do not want to make the kid just a clone of somebody. You just want the kid to know who they are actually, because only after a kid comes and realize themselves, they'll be able to analyze themselves and they'll be doing something. If you again correct the kid again and again and again, they themselves will, fully forget their identity. They themselves, like, even if they reach like around 30 years of age, they'll not be having any kind of identity, because right from the beginning till the end, they're sculptured by the parent. But the thing is that the parent is seeing some kind of another sculpture and they're sculpturing their kid. That's the greatest mistake, because the sculpture which sculpted that kid doesn't mean to be the same exact way. They have come through a lot of different things in their life, and this is totally different. So only thing we have to do is simply let the kid to be themselves. So that's the basic thing, right, ma'am? Yeah, okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
exactly.
Yeah, okay. So right now we are moving on to the next question. So how can I encourage my children independence and self-reliance? Because every kid has to rely on themselves and they have to lead a very independent life. They should not depend on others. Only when they're
Hmm.
independent, they will be able to shine in their life, because they many circumstances can come, like, okay, a child will be alone, like a kid and a grown adult will always be landing up in situations like they're alone. And how do you tell your kid to be independent? Please tell me about any kind of ideas, ma'am.
Sure. So, Krishna, what I personally do with my kids, yes, for sure, every parent wish to make their kids independent and self-dependent, in fact, as you asked me. The very first step that what I need to do with my child is that let them do their daily chores, right? Because such kind of household chores make our kids more independent. Now they learn life skills. It's a very simplest thing. Like after finishing the dinner, I every day I tell it to my daughter to put back the plate in the sink. Now, once she come back from the school, I tell her that okay, what's the right place to put your bag? So these all are the simplest thing, which should be done by a child. And in this way, if they will start doing their daily chores, for sure they will understand that how important it is to be independent. Second thing, that we shouldn't hover all the time to our kids. Like I have seen many parents who are overprotective parents and they just want to help their child at each and every step. This is what we should avoid. Like, if we will be always available to our child to help them in each and everything, for sure, my child will not understand, will not learn that how to do everything by their own. So let them explore, let them learn, let them do mistakes. And if our kids they ask help. Like sometimes, yes, my daughter, she asked me that, Mama, I need your help in my homework. Mama, I need your help in kitchen. Now, then only I just step in. Otherwise, every time I just let her do whatever she is able to do. So this is the simplest thing which we can do to make our kids independent for all.
Yeah, you have seen me. I have seen many videos in internet, like in China, right from the kid, like right from the first standard, they're making some kind of activities, like they used to make the children's cook. They used to make the children's do some kind of mechanical works. They do all kind of works are done by the kids, like in age, like in first standard and second standard. So in China, they training their kids like they should not be in a situation like without any kind of help, they'll not be able to do anything. So I think if that way is
Hmm.
adopted in India, then we have we can expect a lot of success in one kid's life. And likewise, you told like in today's modern world, people are always engaged in their gadgets. Like kids are always engaged in their gadgets. So instead of getting them engaged in their gadgets, one can simply make one kid to do the household course. So and other things which they
Hmm.
should do. So doing these things, they can make themselves independent, right? That's the best answer, ma'am. And I will move on to the next question. So, what's the best way to handle sibling rivalry and conflict? Because if you see in a family, if any two sisters are there, or any two kids, or two brothers, or any brother and sister, every kid will fight in their life. So, what is the best thing we
Yes.
can do in order to avoid this kind of conflicts in the kids' life?
Hmm. See, the very first step uh, should be of a parent to reduce such kind of sibling rivalry, that try to prepare your elder one for the younger one. Like from the day one, it shouldn't be like I shouldn't blame my newborn baby for any kind of things. What usually new moms do, like if my toddler is asking something or demanding me to play with him. So what usually a new mom excuse at that time, that beta, right now I'm busy with your sister, right now I'm busy with your brother. Look at him, how much he's crying. He needs my time right now. He needs me right now. So I'm not able to play with you, right? So we must stop this blame game with the newborn. Because as a mom, if I will blame this newborn baby, for sure my toddler will learn the same. That, oh, because of this newborn baby, my mama is not able to spend time with me. Otherwise, she wants to do so, right? So the very first step should be that I must own all the responsibility on myself. That Bitu, I just want to play with you, but right now I need some more time. Let me finish all these chores. Let me make sleep to this younger one, and then I will be able to play with you, right? So there is a little bit of hair fair of words. Na, in Hindi we call it shabdon ka hair fair. Na? And because of that only, we can make our toddler understand that this newborn is not a problem in our family. It's a blessing in our family. Now, the second thing is that why this sibling rivalry happens, it's because when we start comparison, that, oh, look this newborn, how fair she is. My elder one, she's not that much fair. Look at her, how much intelligent she is. Being a parent, it's my responsibility to not do such kind of comparison with my kids. Now, if by mistake I will compare my both kids, for sure I will instill a fear and insecurity in my child, that, oh, now I'm not that much favorite of my parent. Now this newborn is the favorite person of the family. Now, because yes, our toddlers, they feel it, that this newborn is getting more attention. This newborn becomes a hero of our family. So we must be aware, we must be this much attentive that we are not comparing to our kids with each other. And the third and last thing, that we should make them realize that they are team. Like what I do in my home. I'm having a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. So every time when we play some games, when we do any kind of household chores, what I say to them, okay, let's see that we are two teams. In one team, Mama is only there. In another team, you both are there. Means you both sisters are there, right? Let's see who will be winner. Who can finish this chores earlier? Who can finish this game earlier? So in this way, my daughters, they feel like that they have to play like a team member. So instead of competing with each other, they start doing collaboration with each other. They start cooperating with each other. And this is what I want as a mom, na? That they must cooperate to each other. So this is what the simplest way to reduce the sibling rivalry in our home, and I think that it will work for every parent.
Yeah, as you told that not only for the siblings as a kid, but also for the siblings for adults, because you no need to compare oneself with the other, even in kind of offices or schools or colleges or any workplace or anywhere. If you stop comparing one with the other, then they'll be able to know their own values. So only when they know their own values, they'll not be having any kind of conflicts with the other, because they know already what their value is. So they don't need to go and just compare with others. And the other thing is that, as you told, we should allocate time for each and every people. So if younger one is there and if an elder one is there, we should allocate equivalent times. Even if you don't, if you're not able to allocate
Exactly.
any kind of equivalent times, we can do one thing. We should not skip the timing. We should just allocate even a 5 minutes time with the younger one or the elder one who needs to be addressed. So finding the chores which we can do by just understanding them. First, we should just allocate the time. So allocating time is the best way which we can make our kid understand ourselves and themselves, and with the help of this we will be able to avoid any kind of conflicts. That's the great answer which
Mhm.
you told us. We can save many people, we can save many kids in avoiding many kind of conflicts. And please tell us, how can I help my child develop emotional intelligence and self-awareness? Because people are, as a kid, they should be emotional aware of many things happening in their life. So please tell us about your ideas about
Hmm.
this.
Of course. One of the best question you have asked, Krishna, because I have seen that many parents, when a child hit by something, na, like when a child start crawling, start learning how to walk, then by mistake they hit something. And what mistake as a parent we do, that we says it, oh, kuch nahi hua hai, nothing happened, na. You need not to worry, you need not to cry. Why are you crying? Why are you being a crying baby? Right? The first thing that we need to understand that a child should be aware towards their emotions. They must understand that, oh, I'm feeling hurt. Oh, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling angry. So the very first thing as a mom, what's my responsibility? To make them aware that these all are your feelings, your emotions, and these all are valid. You are able to feel it and you are free to express it, right? And you must know how to control it, right? Like if my child, he got hurt by something, by a table. Like imagine that my child is learning how to walk and he got hurt by a table. So rather than saying that, oh, why are you crying? Nothing has happened. You are, मतलब तुम ऐसे ही बेकार में रो रहे हो. Instead of saying this, what I need to say to my child, that okay, you got hurt. I can understand. You are feeling hurt. You are feeling angry also towards that table. You are feeling sad. Oh, I understand. What we can do from the next time so that we can't get hurt. Na? And you can ask to your child, okay, what can we do so that we feel a little bit sad, so that we can feel more happy. So in this way, you are distracting to your child, but you are teaching your child that how to reduce that emotion, how to control his own emotion by his self, right? So what I feel personally, being a counseling psychologist, if I want to enhance the EQ, emotional quotient in my child, the very first thing that teach them how to regulate their emotions, how to understand their emotions, and how to express their emotions.
Yeah, that's kind of a great answer, ma, because emotions are the basic thing of one's life. Controlling one's emotions is very much needed in one's life, and I think this is the best answer which you can tell about emotional intelligence. And moving to the next question, and please tell us what are some tips for creating a positive and supportive home environment, because a kid always grows in home. A kid spends half of their kid's lifetime in school, and the other half is in home. So how can, please tell us some tips of about creating a positive and supportive home environment.
I think that before being a parent, we must know how to be a good partner, right? Because if I'm not able to give a healthy environment, a positive environment to my child, I don't feel like that I'm a good parent. So if we are going to plan a family, first of all, we need to understand that are we good partners? Now, are we happy with each other? Are we communicating our feelings freely with each other? Are we understanding to each other? That's very much important. And if I want to create a healthy environment for my child, first of all, I need to know that how to respect my partner, how to respect my partner's emotions, now, how to give space to my partner, right? Because a child need a positive environment, a loving environment, a happy environment where both partners love each other. In India, what I usually see that partners they hesitate to love each other in front of a child, but very proudly they fight with each other in front of their kids, right?
Yes,
Which is not good for the mental health for kids. Right, because
yes,
it becomes a traumatic experience for a little one. So, if we wish to make our home a positive place for our child, a safe place, first of all, we need to work on our misunderstandings. We need to work on our uh, fights. If we have some kind of fights, if we have some kind of misunderstandings, if I feel like that, oh, I don't like such kind of things of my partner, I must talk regarding this one in a separate room, not in front of my child. And if by mistake we fight with each other in front of my child, and if my child has seen it, that, oh, my parents are quarreling, my parents are fighting, they are arguing with each other, that's okay. Sometimes it happens. We are also human beings. But it's my responsibility to patch up again in front of my child, to show my child that, okay, mama, papa, sometimes we fight, but we love each other. We understand each other. We are a good friends also because we work as a team. So now we are saying sorry to each other. And now again, we will be like earlier, so
yeah.
that my child will feel more safe in that environment.
Yeah, as you told, ma'am, a kid in an environment like not only in home but also in schools or any place, they always try to imitate the elder ones. Like if a person is studying a book, they'll be studying a book. If a person is coming and quarreling with each other, then they'll also be quarreling, telling that they have seen this and I have to imitate the same. And this is the thing which elder people are like, okay, where did you learn these kind of stuffs? But the thing is that kids do not actually tell any kind of stuff which they do not hear. Kids only tell
Hmm.
stuff which they do hear. So we should always make one thing in one kid's life, like, okay, if a kid is till their 5 years of age, we should make a perfect environment. Like if anything watch what they watch will be suitable for their life, they'll be able to adapt in their life. So only after that they'll be able to gain some knowledge, and they'll be able to gain some experience, and they're able to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. So in between that, we should always make a safe environment. Like as you told, right, a couple living in a family will always have to love each other, and at the same time they should always have some kind of good respect in front of each other, because the respect is the basic of every human person's life. So if we have some kind of respect, this respect will create love, and it will create a good family, which in turn will create a good kid. So everything starts with respect. So in order to make one kids a safer environment, as you told me, that we should always respect each other and love each other. Okay, ma'am. So I will just move on to the next question. And how can I balance my work and family responsibilities, because in today's world, people are doing IT jobs. They're doing a lot of 24/7 shift, because they do not have any kind of time to look after their children. So please tell us, how can I balance my work, and also how can I handle my family responsibilities? How can I just balance both? Please tell us your ideas, ma'am.
I think that the best answer of this question may be that I must be mindful. I must be present at one place. Like if I'm a working woman, if I'm doing something for my own, that at my workplace, I must focus on my work only, right? And what we usually do, I think everyone do like that only. But what happens once we come back to our home, come back to our family, we just have that burden of our workplace towards our family. And that's the mistake what we commit, right? Because being at home, being as a mom, it's my responsibility to cut down all those work burden or other responsibility which are related to my workplace. Now, I will have to focus on my responsibility as a mom also when I'm there with my kid. So what I personally do, like if I spend time, like on Sundays, now, if any of my clients call me that, ma'am, I want to book my session for one-on-one counseling, I want to visit your office, I just politely say them that extremely sorry, right now I'm spending quality time with my kids. I'm not able to talk to you, right?
Exactly.
Because that same thing we do when we enter in our office, when we enter in our workplace, the same thing we will do with our family members, with our kids as well. We make them understand that, Betu, right now I'm busy with my client. Right now I'm busy in a meeting. So I'm not having time to spend with you. I'm not having time to play with you. So I feel like that if I want to balance my work life and my personal life, when I'm spending quality time with my kids, it's my responsibility to tell my clients, to tell my team members that right now my child is important. My family time is important. I have to be more focused. I have to be more mindful towards that one. So this is what I usually do, personally do on a day-to-day basis. And yes, I get results. I become so mindful and I get lots of satisfaction that I'm a good mom also, and I'm giving my 100% towards my work as well.
Yeah, that's a famous saying, that work when you work, play when you play. Concentrate on something, concentrate on just one single thing when you do. Suppose if you're building a wall, you should concentrate on building that wall. Suppose you're going to play, you should concentrate on that sport. So whatever you are doing, you should put full effort on it. You should not keep one leg in this, you should not keep one leg on the other. So that's the thing which people come to, we have any kind of distractions, and they cannot do both the work simultaneously, and they'll be ending up a lot of mismatches in both the works. So as you told, a simple saying is, work when you work, play when you play, and concentrate on the things you do. So if you have work time, please do that. And if you have family time, please have some good family time with your good beloved members. So that's what you're trying to tell me. That's amazing. And the interview, very last question is, what are some strategies for helping my child building resilience and coping skills? Because the meaning of resilience is something like, okay, if some bad things happens in our life, if some bad things happen in
Hmm.
the kid's life, and if the kid
Hmm.
have to be happy again after, they should just even if you build a secured home for them, a secured environment for them, they'll be having some kind of obstacles which they see involuntarily. And if some kind of bad things happen in one kid's life, please tell us ideas how to make themselves resilient to that situation, so that they can forget that situation. They can be uh, they can be even go unsuccessful in a very early age. So how can one
Hmm.
become strong? How can one become resilient, and how to cross that obstacle and become successful in their life? And how can these kids cope up in their life? Because coping skills are not only very much important skill in offices, because in offices, if we are going late, we can just cope up with some ideas like, okay, I have car is not working properly, I had some kind of issues in my car. We can just cope up with the skills like that. And these kind of coping skills, it's not only with the adults, it should also with the kids. So please tell us, how can one kid be resilient?
Yes. So, Krishna, of course, this last question is important also, as I personally feel like, because it's my responsibility to make my child resilient. Coping skills, when we talk about, it's not something that I will preach and my child will learn. It's something about that my child will have to face it from an early age, right? So if I want my child to be more resilient, first of all, let my child face such kind of struggle. Let my child face such kind of frustration. Like every day, I am just sharing my own experience. Every day when my daughter, she comes home from the school bus, she shares her story that mama, today that bhaiya, he hits on my head, or today that didi was singing such kind of song. So every day I ask her, okay, so how you felt at that time, and what you did, how you responded at that time, right? Because this is really very necessary, that my child should understand that every time my mama and papa won't come to save me, every time they won't come to hide my problems, to face such kind of persons. It's my responsibility, or I am strong enough. Like she feels it, she says it to me that mama, you need not to come to my school. Mama, you need not to talk to my bus driver uncle. I will face it by myself. I'm a strong girl. So such kind of confidence she has, it's because from the day one, I let her face such kind of tough situations. Like if you are going to school, if you are entering in your classroom, if you are entering in the bus, if you are entering anywhere in your life, you will have to face such kind of struggle. You will have to uh, seek the solutions, and you will have to apply, and you will have to see the results, the consequences also. Yes, the second thing, we have consequences. I just want to highlight this thing, that every time being more protective parent, what mistakes we commit, that we start scolding to our kids. Sometimes we start beating to our kids because we just want to protect our kids, right? But this is not a right way to teach our kids coping skills. So instead of that, what we should do, give them the natural consequences. What are the natural consequences? It's like if I'm saying my child to complete the homework, like tomorrow you'll have to go to your school, you must complete your homework today. And if my child is spending time and wandering here and there and saying that mama, I'm not in the mood to do my homework, what may be the natural consequences? That okay, beta, tomorrow you will go to your school, you will have to face the class teacher, you will have to face the subject teacher. Maybe that they will scold you, you will get punishment, and there you will be responsible, because study is your responsibility. It's not a responsibility of your mom. So if my child will go tomorrow to the school, he will get punished by the teacher. Let him face that. Let him understand that these all are the consequences of his behavior. So as early as I will start doing such kind of natural consequences and logical consequences to my child, he will learn these kind of coping skills. He will be more resilient, and he will know that how to seek solutions of his problems by his own.
Yeah, as you told, ma'am, that's a great answer, because in today's modern life, we can't go everywhere. We can't just follow our kid. We can't just go behind them every day. The only thing we have to do is let them address everything, let them face everything. So once they face everything, they'll be frustrated, they'll be going through a lot of things. They'll be like, okay, what should I do now, what should I do now? And only after facing these kind of difficulties, they'll be able to understand that, okay, if life is something like not only like only with the parent, it will also be dealing with a lot of people in the society. And in order to make oneself successful in the society, we should always face the society. We should always address the society, what's happening in the society. We should just go through them. And once we go through them, we'll be able to analyze, okay, this is happening. So these are the mistakes I am doing. These are the mistakes society is doing to us. So how can I be successful in this society by avoiding all these kind of conflicts? Because even if we are just arming ourselves with different kind of positive mindset, there will always be a situation like, okay, which will make ourselves very depressed in one kid's life, which will make again hurt in one kid's life, which will again bring a lot of pain in one kid's life. And even at an early age, parents should always teach their kid that frustration, depression, and going through a lot of pain is very common. So once the kid is encountered all kind of these kind of things, they'll be stronger both in their physical and mental state. And this will make one kids very resilient in their life. And even after facing a lot of obstacles, this will be like a stepping stones in their life, stepping ladders, which will bring up the kids in one life. So one thing that every parent should do is let the kid be themselves, let they address everything, let they face everything. The only thing we can just do is just support them, be for them whenever they need help from us. We should not be always helping them, but we should always be a support to them whenever they do need help from us. So that's what you're trying to convey through this interview to the world, right? That's right, ma'am?
That's true.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. So once again, thank you for accepting my invitation and coming to this Women Today YouTube channel. And whatever you needed to say to the world or say to me, you can just tell and wrap up this interview, ma'am.
Sure. So thank you so much, Krishna, for inviting me here. And for sure, I just want to wrap up this session with the last words that before being a good mom, I personally feel like that I am a human being. Now, so I must be careful towards my mental health first of all, and then only I'll be able to take care of my kids as well in a right manner. Now, so this is what my message is to all the mothers, to all the new moms who are taking care to their kids, and that's all.
Yeah, once again, thank you for just coming to this wonderful YouTube channel, ma'am. Today, our guest is Sneha Mishra, ma'am, from Varanasi. So she is a parenting coach and also a counseling psychologist. So I'll just mention her description. I mean details in description. People who wants to get to know about her can connect with her. And thank you for everything, ma'am. So please do subscribe to this channel for women entrepreneurs interviews in the future. So thank you once again for watching this video. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye.
Krishna.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. 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 Bye, ma'am. Bye. Bye.